Welcome to episode 133 of Soccer Over Gotham. When it rains, it pours edition. We have a great show for all of you. Gary, what do we have in this episode?
There was one cloud above in the entire state of New Jersey, and it just sat there right above Sports Illustrated Stadium and just drowned us out for the entire game. It
Not
started exactly when
not
the
Cloud
game
9,
started.
right?
No, it it rained from the start of the whistle, and then as soon as the game was over, it went away. But Pride Afternoon was always fun. It's always fun. The crowd was great. The lower bowl was basically full. The game, however, was wild. Gotham scored 2 goals. Hold on. VAR says that was not a goal, not the first one, not the second one. Article 16 for byline 6 subcategory 2 rule 7 says that was a lie. That's essentially what happened. The only way for Gotham to score a goal was on an own goal, apparently. So that's how we did it. Get ready, y'all. So Gary never talks about the refs except for today, where I'm going to talk about the refs, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And it was perhaps Chesky's Chez Devoir. So where do we go from here? We looked at Friday's night's matchup, and then which is second to last before the break. What does Gotham need going into the break? We just got another player, which I can't wait to talk about. And does Gotham have the resources to right the ship? So we're going to talk about all that. But Ruby, how are you?
Yes, we need to talk about all of this. This game was interesting to say the
Yeah.
least. But yeah, I've been good, working a lot. Like it's been like I feel like this is the story of my life lately. We're supposed to finish like this big project from work like in September, October, so hopefully by then I have more time to myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been good. This weather is kind of crazy, I like today it was raining really bad in the morning and right now it's like beautiful and it's going to be beautiful for the next 2 days and then the weekend comes and it's going to be crappy. And I'm like I just want to enjoy like nice weather on the weekends.
Yeah,
I think I'm
we're
going to
getting there.
manifest that.
Was it like April showers to May flowers? Now it's like June
In June.
showers to like July flowers, maybe. It's craziness.
How's your garden?
My garden is it's half the size. It looks great. It's half the size it was last year, just because the weather. Because it's been so
Yeah.
rainy and no sun. So I think maybe we got a good half of the season left. We'll see. For me personally, what Sookie Stackhouse is to vampires, I am to mosquitoes. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? Have you ever watched True Blood?
I try to watch it. I couldn't get into it.
Okay. So Friday, I went to a CPR class, and then I went to the gym. And I'm all ready to go. I'm all pumped up, ready to get out there. And I get into the bathroom, and I'm looking in the mirror, and there's that bright white lights. And I look in the mirror, and I'm like, is that a ghost? That's a ghost. It's a ghost. I'm like, oh no, just me. It's like, wow, I am so white. I haven't been out in the sun feels like forever, except for gardening. So I'm like, all right, I'm skipping the gym, going outside to play some basketball. So I shot some hoops for a while. Then I went to Sports Illustrated Stadium on Saturday. So I think I set the record for the most amount of mosquito bites that a person can have.
Oh my God.
They love me. I'm out
So
there for
now
two minutes, and it's like 8, 9 different bites.
so now you're like white and just with a bunch of red dots because of the bites.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
I looked like I was on crack for like 2 days. I was just scratching, itching.
I can't judge. I'm so white too. Like the
Yeah.
other day, because it was a kind of nice day. I was like, usually I go to work with like long sleeves because it's always cold in the office. And
Hmm.
this day I was like, all right, I'm going to wear some short sleeves. I came in and my, I don't know what we're doing with my coworker. And she's like, your arms, Ruby, your veins. And I was like, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just like transparent. Like my, you can really tell my, like, see my veins. I'm like, yeah, I just need some sun.
Yeah. So once a week we get out in the sun.
Yeah.
Have to. So tonight, the New York Liberty are going for their ninth consecutive win to start the season. So that's going to be a record for them against the Chicago Sky. They should beat them. They are currently 8-0, just destroying teams that are so much fun. Go watch them. I think it's on ESPN tonight. But yeah.
My
Oh,
God, that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
That's like A very good record for them. Couple, maybe 2, 3 years ago, they weren't that great. Yeah, they kind of sucked. So like they turned around just like Gotham. Hopefully Gotham can pick up. Come on, Gotham, do something.
Yeah, Gotham's not the only super team in the area. That team is ridiculous. Also, just a side note, the new logo for Boston, the Swan, I like it. I
I
think
haven't
it's
seen it.
no,
What?
it's just a white swan. It looks nice. It's a nice crest. And I think they
Let's.
did well with it. I think they caught too much crap for their
Of course,
their
the
rebrand,
first
but
thing they did was like terrible.
it was terrible.
Yeah.
But the Boston,
Oh,
the
okay,
new
I
yeah,
see.
yeah,
It is nice. Yeah,
yeah,
I like it.
yeah. It's about as good as you're gonna get for them. So
It's kind of
so
like minimalistic, not too much, straight to the
mhm,
point. I like it.
yeah. So fans, follow us on. Well, if you're not following, I don't want. I'm trying so hard to get off Twitter. This is killing me. But I can't right now because I don't know how to do polls on Blue Sky. And if I figure it out, I think I figured it out, but it's like way too convoluted and it's just a long waste of time. So we're gonna do soon the mid-season awards, which is going to be a lot of fun. Everyone gets to have their voice heard, and it's going to be a lot of fun there. So go find us there when you can. We'll announce that on all platforms, but
Yeah,
a
I
vote
think we
in
can
our
do
yeah.
polls on Instagram too. So in the stories,
Yeah,
we should
we
do
can
that.
do that too. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, we'll do that. But that's going to be a lot of fun. And then what else we got? We're going to discuss during the mid-season awards show who we're going to put on our Sky Blue Gotham FC Mount Rushmore. So that's going to be a very fun conversation because there's some players on there which I know are going to ruffle some feathers. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun when we discuss that. Can't wait. Gotham news. Josephine Hasbo. If you don't know her name, she is new to the team today. In a strategic move to deepen the squad, Gotham FC has announced the signing of Danish international midfielder Josephine Hasbo through 2027. This acquisition provides a significant boost to Gotham's midfield, which has seen a lot of shifts and injuries, and some players maybe not ready up to full pro level yet. So it's good because Hasbro is a 22-year-old talent. She had a standout career at Harvard University. We like our Harvard midfielders, where she earned first team All-American honors in 2023. She is a box-to-box engine and just has an exceptional understanding of time and space on the field. I think she's going to be invaluable. Before her college success, she honed her craft in Denmark. She played for Brøndby. She made her senior debut for the Danish national team at just 18 years old, and she's been a consistent presence for them, and she represented the country at the 2023 Women's World Cup. And obviously, this is a big deal for Gotham because we are very thin at midfield and center back, so this is a really good signing. Just your initial thoughts, Ruby?
I think I really love this move. And considering we got a packed schedule coming up, having
Hmm.
someone who can help and who can step in right away and handle minutes in the midfield is huge. This feels like a quiet, smart move that could end up making a big difference later in the season for Gotham. Hasbro, I think it's such a smart pickup for Gotham. Like we've been talking about, the midfield is a little thin, especially with the injuries and the rotations and all of that. This signing really helps to balance things out. What stands out for me, like you just mentioned, she's 22, but already has so much experience. I mean, playing at Harvard, being a first team All American, and then also having international caps for Denmark, including a World Cup. Psst, that's good.
Yeah, right now we got Neely Martin, we have Jalen Howell, and we have Taryn Torres, and that's like our entire midfield, and they're getting all the minutes, and
Hmm.
they need breaks. And it looks like Sophia Cook needs a little bit more time to cook. All right. Yeah. But yeah, she looks a little bit timid when she's out there, not quite up to speed yet. So this is a player that can fit in right away and get going and play. And the good thing is that there's only 2 more games, and then we got a month break, so she can acclimate with the team, get involved. And I think it's going to be a good signing for this team. What is interesting is Gotham apparently didn't have an international spot for her, so they went and sent $7,000, which is way too low, I think,
Yeah,
to racing. What are they doing over there?
I know.
For an international spot to get her. which is exciting, but it also means that going into international window, Gotham does not have an international spot apparently to use on anybody else. And there's a couple spots over which we'll get to later. But I'm excited about her. I can't wait to see her get on the field, get going, because Gotham went maybe a little bit too young in
Yeah.
the midfield with Stella, with Sophia, and getting a player that can come in and start and play right away, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, excited. And there are two games left, one home game, and Gotham unveiled a new Gotham FC Express today, which is a new way to get to the stadium. So essentially, you can buy special tickets, and if you live near Manhattan, Brooklyn, or Jersey City, there's going to be a bus that's going to come by and pick you guys up, bring you to the stadium. So no more complaining about how hard to get to the stadium. I want to hear it.
I know, right? All right, get on the bus, everyone. Get on the bus. Let's go. Let's show up for Gotham. And I
Yeah.
think this is such a great and smart move from Gotham. A lot of fans, especially those coming from the city,
Mhm.
struggle to commute to the stadium. But now they got to pick up near Penn Station, Barclays Center, and Jersey City near Whole Foods, I believe. I think it's very convenient. Honestly, it feels like Gotham is really listening to the fans and trying this out. If it works, they could probably do it for more home games.
With the World Cup coming, they're revamping all the hubs so that it's going to be delays, whether it's the airport, whether it's the path station, as they make upgrades to handle the capacity of the World Cup coming. So this is a good way to mitigate that, and it's good that the team is listening and gives
Yeah.
fans another option that they can
Yes.
use.
Definitely something to take advantage of.
Yeah. It will be gothamfc.com /GFC express. All right, let's talk about this game, Ruby.
Do we have to? Let's
We do.
go.
All right. Gotham has never beaten KC. Never. Not in history. 4 losses, 5 draws. And KC right now is sitting at the top of the table. They are without Dabinia and Prince, but they're still dangerous. They're a solid team that likes to get after teams. And I have one ref note, and that is Chesky. So there's 10,000 fans in attendance here on a rainy day in Harrison,
It's
and the
good.
Pride game and the festivities are awesome. Just they do so many amazing things, and from booths to entertainers to and Stewie was there. Stewie from the Liberty, Brianna Stewart, who's amazing, and it was just cool to see her in person. But the lineup that Gotham rolls out, and Carter is out for an excused absence. Therefore, we are very thin at center back. So Neely Martin gets to get pushed back into center back with Emily Sonnet, Torres and Howell in the midfield. And then it was more like a 4-2-4 because there was like 4 forwards out there. Jace, Stevens, Purse, and Gonzalez. Stevens was in the 10. Just a cascading effect of not having center backs available and too many attackers. And you got to fit them on the field somehow. And it looked like the solution was putting Stevens in the 10. So your thoughts on having such a thin roster that we're pushing players around to positions that they don't play?
I know. This feels like, I don't know. This should be like alarm sounding to me. Like,
Hmm.
how are we playing players that don't play in that position? It's not looking good for Gotham, honestly, but it doesn't help that there's players that are injured, players that, with excuse absences out and stuff like that. Doesn't really help. So I think Juan Carlos has to come up with a game plan and how to get this team in a better place. We got that signing right now with Hambo, so hopefully that helps a little, and to give these players a break, like you mentioned earlier, that have been playing most of the minutes. We'll see what happens.
It's interesting. Shapansky and Real played for the U23s recently, so my guess was that is why Sarah was out of the roster. Maybe it's just minutes. They probably just didn't plan on playing her. And if she's not there, who is there? I don't know if Sophia Cook is quite ready yet to be a starter in this league. And then Stella is also a player that I don't know too much about as far as how much she can play as a starter. So I think the only option was to play Stevens in that position. And she had a good connection with Esther Gonzalez sometimes when they play together. So that's a way to go about it. But takes away your ability to control the midfield and play balls around. And we'll get to it, but Sarah made a difference in this game just by popping back on the field
Mm-hmm.
really quickly. So we'll jump to that. But as I mentioned earlier, the rain just, I mean, like at kickoff, it just started pouring. And then just sloppy out of the back or right at the front. And Sonnet plays a bad ball out of the back, out of pressure, and it gets turned over and turns into the first goal. But what's missing from that sequence is right before that, Neely Martin could have passed back to Berger, but decided to dribble right into the middle of the 18, then pass back to Sonnet, which drew all the players right into the middle of the box and didn't allow Emily to play out like she can. I also would have preferred her to play back to Berger, but
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. But it was just a frustrating start, and you don't want to go down that early to the top team in the table who scores goals for fun. Yeah, it was just very, very frustrating.
Yeah, it really was. And it was such a mistake that, it doesn't really happen with Gotham. So it was so weird to see that that happened. It just kind of like things fell apart after that. And it, I don't know. It's been just like a decline for Gotham after Davidson was out injured. And it really sucks for Gotham and for players to come in and have to step up. For example, with Martin, I can see her doing that move when she's in midfield,
Mhm.
but not as a center back. You don't really do that. You know that you try to avoid the middle and go to the sides. So it was just weird that that happened. But hey,
Yeah,
we live and we learn.
yeah, she's not a natural center back. She's filling in, is what it is. The second goal was a very like straightforward goal, a turnover. Chawinga gets behind the back line, gets past Berger, puts it in the back of the net. I thought she was offside, but I don't. Did they? I don't think the VAR even checked this one. I think they just allowed it. It was 2-0 early. Just not the way you want to start against the best team in the league. You don't want to go down early. The game changes though when Ella Stevens leaves for injury, which is something we're going to talk about. Her and Midge leave this game with injury, and we have not heard an update as of yet on the status of them, which is not good. But Ella leaves the game with injury, and Shapansky comes in, and once again, like as soon as she settles in, Gotham starts moving on offense again. She has been the engine that drives this offense this year, and it's been impressive to watch as a rookie.
Yeah, and it feels like, man, like the weather knew what kind of game this was gonna be. And Chawinga with that second goal, it's kind of like annoying that she's so good
Yeah.
because she plays against us, but she's such a talented player. And I don't know what to even say about the VAR. Was it even working that day? I feel like they didn't use it or it was broken because every call was against Gotham.
hmm Certainly was. And if you look at like the past couple of games where Sarah has come into the game, if you look at the expected goals numbers, there's always a flat line, and as soon as you can actually like pick out where you think she came
Mm-hmm.
into the game because it just jumps up, not
Mm,
significantly, but it still
yeah.
jumps up, and it just keeps going. So let's just do it, Ruby. I never talk about the refs, but Chesky came in here and just made everything about her. There was no game flow at all. It was for the past couple games, right? So I always make the joke about having one ref note, and it's Chesky for these games because she's got a history. And for the past like 5 games or so, she's been good, like normal. And like I was sometimes I'm like, is it really that big of a deal? Like, is it really that big of a deal? But wow, okay, she put her stamp on this game and made everything about her. She would not allow any like quick restarts. Every time there was a foul, she would take too long. She'd send like
Yeah.
a strongly worded letter to Chawinga for like dumping Freeman from behind on a breakaway. It's just there was no flow to this game at all. It was just weird. And anytime Gotham had momentum, there was something that was there to stop it.
That handball, did you think that was a handball or no?
Oh, it definitely was a handball.
Yeah, I that's what I
Yeah.
was saying. I was like, that's definitely a handball. How was not that a PK? That's crazy.
Okay. So The rule is apparently that it touched her side first and then hit her arm, which is in a normal position. It's which you expected her arm to be in that position. So, yes, it was a handball.
I don't remember. I don't remember it hitting the side of her. I remember like hitting her arm
Yeah,
actually, but
yeah, just cut in, hit her arm, hit
yeah.
her side, and hit her arm underneath. So they're considering that not
Mm.
intentional to be a. My cat's about to destroy things behind me.
I see it.
Uh, anyway, so yeah, so that was the non-penalty call. Then let's talk about these goals or not. So Jace gets behind and plays a ball across to Esther,
Hmm.
and Esther is initially offside, but she gets back onside, and
Hmm.
the defender plays the ball, which in 99% of the circumstances, she gets the ball, puts it in the back of the net. It's a good goal. But apparently, they dug deep in this rule book to find a way to disallow this goal. So, per Law 9, Gonzalez was offside, gaining an advantage on the goal. Casey's defender was determined not to be a deliberate play, as the player had to stretch to make contact with an aerial ball while moving back towards her own net. So that is the reasoning why Esther does not have a goal.
Does this lady have like the book memorized, or people tell her in the year? Like you said, she really went deep into the book.
I agree with you. It seemed like when they needed to, they dug extremely deep. And then on the other goal on Sonnet, a little bit more straightforward. Sonnet does put her hands on the back of a player who was already falling down, so it wasn't Sonnet pushing her down, but her hands did go to the back of the player as they were falling. So, but hey, Emily got a ball on target, which is an improvement to say the least. So yeah, 2 goals taken off the board. Then the only way Gotham is going to score is on an own goal, which was forced by Jace and Lavelle getting into good positions. So there's that.
Hey, LaBelle looked really good out there. I thought she was gonna be a little rusty coming back from injury and not playing for the longest, but she looked good.
Tremendous player, and there's there's a confidence to Rose that few players have, that she just knows how she's going to get on the ball, what she's going to do with it, and she's always thinking 3 steps ahead. If there's
Hmm.
a loose ball, she seems to be just a magnet to it, and it's bouncing between 3 players, and she's always going to find it, or it's going to find her. And you think that she's stuck, but she wiggles away out of everything and creates something out of nothing. And there was couple of moments that were just like, okay, we're back.
Hmm.
So can't wait to see her regularly back onto the pitch. Overall, though, it's just Gotham had 11 corners, Ruby. 11. They had 62% possession. KC had only 53 passes outside of their half. 176 passes in their half for Gotham. Getting only 2 shots on target from 24 touches inside Casey's box is just like, it's unacceptable. Casey only had 4 blocks. Gotham went high 2 or 3 times, went wide on point blank headers. Ace was the only player to register a shot on target, and she got the 2 that we had, but only .99 expected goals to 2.4 for Casey. Just an abysmal attacking performance.
Yeah, that's very frustrating. And then the players after this game had to go out and didn't they have a ceremony for
Hmm.
the championship?
Yeah.
I don't think that was fun for them after this game.
Yeah. If you look at the game flow, it was all Gotham for most of this game. And again, it starts from when Sarah Shapansky gets onto the field. So it was one-way traffic, just not putting the ball in the back of the net, and it's crazy. Just simply could not get a ball on target. This game was in Gotham's grasp. There was a header early on in the game where Son is at the far post, and all she has to do is direct the ball. Normally, you just direct it back to the far post. The near post is where the keeper's coming towards. You play to the far post. That's the smart thing to do. And she plays it near post and goes wide. And it was just, you knew that's the kind of game that Gotham was going to have after that.
I think they were, I don't know, to me it felt like they were in their heads a lot. A
Hmm.
lot.
Oh, you're right. When it got to like the 65th minute, you could tell that Chesky was in their heads in this game. They were taking like silly dives, like just trying to
Yeah.
get something going. Like I think Sarah took a really silly dive in the box. I think Emily did as well, and it was just like, okay, I get it. You're trying to make something happen when nothing's happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard to see this team lose their heads. It's been happens so very few times. The negative of this game: Stevens and Purse leaving with injuries. But the positive, again, as you said, Rose returning. She looked great. I'm glad to have her back and hopefully get her back and running. And then we get a month break, so she'll be back and running after that. Any player notes, Ruby?
No, just again, LaBelle did great for being her first game of 2025, the regular NWSL season. She looked good out there. I cannot wait to see her play with Esther. I think both of them would be a great pair to see if they can like build that chemistry and connect.
Absolutely. Yeah, can't wait. Also, just point out really quickly, I think Lily Riddle had a fantastic game. If you look at her heat map, like the entire left side of the field is like in red. She owned the entire side of the field, and she's up and down the pitch, taking on players. And
Yes.
like Cooper is not a fun player to play against. She's very physical, very fast, and a handful. And I think Lily held her own for 95% of that match.
Yeah, she's so good. Real is so good. Sometimes I keep watching her. I'm like, does she ever get tired? Like she just runs and runs and keeps on running. I don't know why. She kind of gives me like Sam coffee vibes. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we talked to Ryan Campbell, she told us that Lily is bought in on the process of being a pro. So she's fit. She takes everything seriously. She eats the right thing. She trains the right way.
Good.
So yeah, we got a good one. But Gotham is limping towards the midseason break, and I feel like it can't come any faster. So, Ruby, any stats?
Yeah, so not a good game for Gotham. No player rated a 7 or higher on FOTMOB. Freeman with the highest rating at 6.9, and then Torres with the lowest at 5.8.
Sarah Shapansky was 6.9 as well, coming off the bench. So,
That's
her and
really
Freeman, good job on both of them. I have 5 shots off target. Simply put, just quality chances wasted. There is enough in this game to draw out, at least a draw out of this, but you can't score goals if you can't put them on frame. Pretty simple. So the crowd was awesome in this game. I can't remember a crowd that booed a ref that loud for that long, and it was something to behold. So shout out to the fans that were there, and it stinks that on a Pride Day when you're supposed to be having a lot of fun, this game just was not fun. But they made the most of it. So, also gonna side note here, I'm still not a fan of the hype team for Gotham. I'm just putting it out there.
What happened this time?
Okay, so I'm in the front row, and I like to watch the game. Gentleman stands in front of me. It's just like the 80th minute or something, and like the crowd's just not having it. Like we're all unhappy. Like we're all booing the ref and stuff. And so he stands in front of me, so I can't watch the game, and starts screaming in my face.
Oh no.
So I was like, all right. And what's funny is because like the crowd just was not having it either. Like they were silent. They were not reciprocating at all. Like I get it's a work in progress, but so far it's been not a fan so far. Just putting it out there. So yeah. Anyway, hero of the match, I had 2 choices. This one was fun. It was Rose's return and booing Chesky. And booing Chesky won at 52%, just over Rose's return. Fans just were not having it, and they were enjoying booing Chesky.
I give my vote to Rose's return.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a 50-50. It was the right poll.
It was.
Gotham gets lucky this week. Carolina dropped points, which could have made Gotham fall further down the table. The only team with a positive goal differential underneath the playoff line is Gotham. And now there's 2 teams, Racing Louisville and Bay FC, who are above the line with negative goal differentials. So that's usually an indicator whether you're above or below the line. Those 2 teams are out of place. We should be up there. Anyway, where do we go from here, Ruby? A comment from a fan said that he thought that we are not one Rose Lavelle away from being a top team. Gotham is clearly hurting. Davidson's out. Portillo is apparently getting close to returning. She just got signed up for the Brazil national team in the summer,
Mm.
so I'm guessing she's good to go soon. No center back depth. Your thoughts on, is Gotham one Rose Lavelle away from being a top team again?
Well, what we saw in the last game was really good from Rose LaBelle, but then
Mhm.
again, how is this just one person's responsibility to make a team better? It's a team effort. So I think everyone has to put that effort in. There's something not clicking. Rosabelle came in and was a game changer. Yeah, she was, but again, we cannot have the responsibility on just Rosabelle to make Gotham better.
Yeah, as we know, last year was an anomaly. Rose was healthy all season, and she played almost the
Mm-hmm.
entire season and all the other games as well. I think she's only played like 12 games in a season, like 3 or 4 times in her career. So we know that as far as like reliability, she's not always there. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
one of the most talented players in the world, those things. I would say yes and no. One, yes, it's possible if Gabby's back, yes. If Midge is hurt, if Ella's hurt, and then we have to rely on Rose Lavelle, who's not always there, I
Yeah.
say no. So Gotham needs to get healthy. This is a good enough roster to compete at the top. Players just got to get healthy, and we got to have a full arsenal of players. And we do need to use those extra 3 spots I think that we have open and cash. I know with Davidson going on injured reserve, that frees up her salary, which is a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
Gotham has some money to play, has some spaces to fill. I'm just curious, Ruby, what do you think Gotham needs to spend their time on now that we got a midfielder?
Defense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We've been saying this um a lot of times. We've been saying that defense wins championships, and look, our defense right now, it's pretty weak. We have great players. Yeah, we do, but it's not the Gotham that used to be. So we need to strengthen the defense. We just need that right now. And we need scoring too. So I feel like this is the same story that we always say about Gotham. They need to start scoring, but now we also need to start defending. So I was hoping by now they were gonna be better. I've been saying this like mid-season. They're gonna be like really good. They're gonna be great. They're gonna be like just going up from here. But it's going the opposite way. We have, like you said, we have 2 more games before the break. So hopefully after the break, there's the turnaround for Gotham.
You remember it was like, I don't know, it felt like recently, but remember we were
Mm.
like celebrating a crazy April where Gotham was scoring like nine
Ooh,
goals in four
yeah.
games or something. And we are like, problem solved.
What's going on? What do they
Gotham's
call
going
the?
backwards.
What do they call it sometimes? A retrograde? What's going
Yes,
on?
yes, yes. So, my thoughts are obviously defense needs to be sorted out. They need to bring in somebody that can play a center back just as at least as depth. And it looks like if Gotham does not have international spots open, they're going to have to find American players to fill those roles. And what's interesting about this season over any other season is the USL Super League is now over. I think the championships is this weekend, but those players are going to be free or to sign contracts, or they're going to be able to be called up and purchase their contract, however it is. So I'm curious to see how many USL Super League players make the jump during the summer window up to the National Women's Soccer League, because I think some of them have performed well enough to make it there. So there are 3 players that I think I would like to see Gotham take a look at from the USL Super League, because I'm a fan of this league. I think Sam Kroger from Rutgers played her first season down there at Brooklyn FC. I think she's excellent. I think
Hmm.
she could be another box-to-box midfielder, and she's got experience. I wouldn't mind them calling her up, a local player, give her a shot. There's also a player named Brooke Hendricks who started her season playing with Kristen Edmonds in the back line over at Tampa Bay Sun. She's been a solid defender all season, and she leads the league in blocks and clearances. I think she would be excellent, a fit for Gotham. And also, I would say Sydney Shepard, who's also a defender. I think she could be like an outside back or center back. So I think it'd be good to have that kind of depth and versatility with her as well. She's been playing for Lexington. I think she's been doing really, really well. But those are players that I would look at.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I think they'll be great fit too. Yeah,
Hmm.
Gotham really hasn't been the same defensively since pretty much since Ali Krieger left. So we need to start planning ahead and start like building this roster. Like you said, we have the spots. Let's use them. Don't wait till it's too late to like make the playoffs.
Right. There's some odd players out in this roster. Ella is one of them. She went from being a very integral part of this team last
Yeah.
season to trying to find places to put her on the field. Sticking her in number 10 because now Jace is there. You got Midge back. So it's been hard to find ways to get her onto the field. And uh, it stinks because we love her on this field. We think she's definitely a game changer and a difference maker. She's just not got the minutes that she should deserves.
I don't know. I kind of miss Sheehan now. Can we
Hmm.
bring her back?
I think she would if we gave her the cash. I think she'd probably come back. Well, you got Yaz in Houston, so she'll be there. But yeah, I wouldn't mind her back. But and also I think Bernina is an odd player out as well.
Yeah.
I would definitely not be surprised if she moved in the summer window. Just because I just don't see them giving her minutes.
Mm-hmm.
She's there, and why not put her out there? Put Manny Freeman back into center back. I don't know why they're not playing her. I just don't know. She's healthy, so I guess I just do not trust her. So if that's the case, then move her, like I've been saying all
Yeah.
along. This weekend, Friday, we have a game, and the good news for Gotham is they have the next two opponents are teams that are struggling a little bit. We have Utah this Friday, which is bottom of the table, giving up the second most goals in the league, and their defense is a mess. So if Gotham's going to get back on the score sheet, this is the weekend to do it. Then they have a home game before the break against Bay FC, who's just above the line, and they're still trying to figure themselves out. A lot of moving parts there. So this is a good end and a good way for Gotham to pick up hopefully 6 points and get above the line. Just your thoughts on this game this Friday against Utah.
It should be an easy win for Gotham to beat Utah. Everyone's beating them. Like it will actually be kind of I would be worried if they can't win against Utah. Or
Yeah.
even if they get a draw, I would think that'll be yeah, that'll be getting worried too if they get a draw.
Mm-hmm.
This should be an easy win for them. Sorry Utah, but hey, it's not been a good season for you. And I think this also would help Gotham gain some confidence for the next game. You know, that little boost of confidence that you get when you start winning. They need a little bit of that because yeah, after three losses, you get in your head too.
You do. Poor Mandy Haught. Thoughts and prayers for her because Gotham needs to score a lot of goals this weekend. And sorry, Mandy. Feel bad for her. Just again, it brings me like thoughts of like early Kaylin Sheridan when she was just getting shelled all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But
True.
hopefully, it doesn't pick up any bad habits from all that. But any manifestations for these next weeks?
Yeah, we need all the points we can get manifesting for Gotham to win the next two coming games.
Same manifestation for both these games. I just want to get back above the line before the
Yeah.
break. So, however we get there, let's get there. Any random thoughts before we head out?
No, I don't have any random thoughts this week. How about you?
I do, and I'm just gonna put this out there. There's the silly conversation to be having in 2025, but Pulisic on the men's national team decided to take a break after playing 3,500 minutes this season for his club to take a break
Wow.
from the U.S. national team, and people are just ragging on him for like wanting to take a break and how dare you and you're soft and all these things and sorry, screw all that.
Mm-hmm.
Mental health, physical health. It's the demands on footballers are ridiculous, especially now as we see even from Gotham. Just look at last season, from like Open Cup to Summer
Mm-hmm.
Cup to
Mm-hmm.
Champions Cup to this, and they're just keep adding on all of these silly money grab tournaments, and these players are getting pulled from country to minutes, and then
Mm-hmm.
they get no rest, and so a player needs to focus on themselves because if they're not mentally and physically there, they could hurt themselves. And so good on him for taking his mental health and physical health seriously. And all those people can f off.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, it was Donovan that went in on him, right? For not playing.
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, he needs to chill out because it's not like before. Like you said, they just keep adding more games and more games on top of your regular season. So it's hard for a player to keep up with that kind of schedule. Sorry, Donovan, that when you played, they didn't have all these games, so you had more energy to play for your country. I'm also glad that he's taking the time off for his mental health because it's very, very important. We don't want him to have a breakdown that it will be terrible. So I'm actually glad he's standing up for himself.
I don't follow the men's national team that closely, but I
Yeah.
believe Donovan also took time off too. So I think it's feels a little bit hypocritical. But yeah, good on Christian. Take your time, get yourself right, and be ready because it's a big World Cup, and
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be great for this country to be able to have a good showing. So
Yeah.
better
Before
not run it. Yeah,
before you know it, the World Cup is gonna be here. I mean,
yeah,
in a year we're gonna start, and yeah, the final here in New Jersey at MetLife is gonna be crazy.
going to be wild. All right, I am ready to get back to winning ways against Utah. Are you ready, Ruby?
I'm ready. Let's
Let's
go.
go.